Headphone highlights RBMA Radio.
Hi, this is Piper.
This is Sky.
We're Puro Instinct, and you're listening to Red Bull Music Academy Radio.
Every man and woman is a star, but there's something about you I've never seen here before. Shine so bright on everyone, just like the first blush of the sun. Fill my mind with love and light. I got nothing left to hide.
Yeah, so we're Puro Instinct. We're stoked to be here. We hope you like all the songs that we selected for you today. We're based out of Los Angeles. A couple of sisters trying to rock in this crazy world.
We got started in 2008.
We were initially just inspired by pain and boredom, trying to kind of turn that into something positive. It's usually like the catalyst for getting into something.
I think in terms of our sound, there's a lot of feminine energy that maybe we sort of disassociated from, like growing up. And I think along with just including all of our musical influences and stuff we were into, we were really kind of saw it as like catharsis and just like expression of, you know, who we were as people.
Maybe who we were like afraid to kind of like
Truly
embrace or
totally
embody or something in like reality.
Yeah.
Puro is kind of like a license to be vulnerable or something.
Yeah. Totally.
We have one full-length album that we released via Mexican Summer, and then in the United States, and then in Europe we released it through record makers. We put out an EP before the album called Something About the Chaparrals, and that's also a Mexican Summer. And then we also released another EP called the Pearl Harbour EP, because we had just changed our name to Puro Instinct after that, you know, out of respect. It was meant to be the Pearl Harbour Puro Instinct EP, you know, so, but we just like flipping the script a little bit, just a tad. Now we're working on our second album. That's taken us on some fucking fool's journeys for sure, but it's been really fun. I'm gonna play one of the songs from that. It's called Six of Swords.
For some reason, I remember a while ago we kind of came to an agreement that the song had this sort of like green aura.
Yeah,
and I feel
totally.
like, you know, when we were sort of like writing the guitar parts and the synth parts and stuff, like everything sort of came together as this like, I don't know, really like nebulous.
Yeah,
We were in such a
blues,
weird
and
place then,
neon
I feel
yellows, I feel like.
Yeah.
Maybe some chartreuse.
Yeah, totally. Some like electric bergamot or something.
Yeah, totally.
I don't even know what color bergamot is.
Longing. Colors that remind you of just longing for something, you know? I don't know. I hope you guys enjoy it.
Sick.
Every time I see you with the six of swords, it trips a chord. I'm your one. Every time I see you with the six of swords, it trips a chord. I'm your one.
This next one is called A Stride Vibration by Sensations Fix. Franco Falsini, who's like a total sweetheart.
Legend.
Genius. Like, yeah. Totally
Guitar
like
hero.
Yeah, definitely. He spearheaded Sensations Fix in the 70s, and one thing I really appreciate about his music is just that everything sounds really timeless and kind of, you know, it doesn't subscribe to one particular thing, but just, you know, a ton of different
beautiful feelings and ideas. It's very like emotive and colorful and just very timeless and liquid. It's like this liquid dream that you know, we were so lucky we got to play with him in New York, and we had this like weird like one night super group thing, not a super group, but I mean maybe, I don't know, it was called Inya, and it was like Franco Falsini, Skylar and I, and then this contortionist, this 80-year-old contortionist named Amazing Amy Hairlib. We played at this DIY kind of like art music center called Body Actualized in Bushwick. Unfortunately, they're not around anymore because New York just got leveled. You know, it was really amazing and fun, and like Franco and Skylar were just like dueling like shredders, and Amy was like doing all these like crazy, like, I mean, I don't know, she can't really walk, but she can do like crazy back bends and like shit that no one else can do. But yeah, and I like, you know, sang over it or whatever I did. I don't even remember. I was just like gaping mouth, like couldn't even believe what was happening.
Totally.
And
sick.
Yeah, I just was so inspired by that, because he just, you know, he's constantly like making new music that's just as amazing as the stuff that he was making in the 70s. And he totally like incorporates technology. Like, you know, he's not a digital phobe. He just like uses whatever sounds good and is available to him, and just creates. And it's super cool. And
yeah,
we love you, Franco.
Yeah. So this next one is by Lawrence Hayward's project Denim, and it's called Living on the Streets, on the album Back in Denim, which is like his first record that he did after Felt disbanded. Yeah, I think it came out in like 1990. Yeah, it's just amazing. It kind of just embodies everything that I really love about like the kind of angry like UK 77 sound, and then also like glitter and like, you know, like the glam rock and bubblegum sounds of like the 70s and even the 80s a little bit too. But Lawrence is insane. There's really, even when he sucks, he's amazing, you know? He's just one of those guys that you just can't help but love everything that he does. And Totally.
just so tasteful and talented, and his lyrics will cut you like a knife, man. I love Lawrence. Here it is.
Spits of shadows on the river. A teenage girl is crying 'cause her mother won't forgive her. The cardboard city kids, they're dunking donuts in their strongbow. Some stinking squatter high on blues just don't
this one's by a little dumbass named SFV Acid. We know him a little too well. Pretty much every time I see him, I end up fucking slapping him in the face because he's such a little shit. We love you, Zane. You're pretty cool. You got really hot tracks though, you know? And that's why we put up with your shit. That's why we can still look at you. That's why we can still pretend that it's okay to be in your presence. The song's really sick.
Totally. It's called Dwell on 2, and it's on the album The Dwell from 2013. We toured as Puro Instinct with Zane and our friend Austin on bass. We went to Spain and France. We just played probably like 4 or 5 shows. Basically, before we went, we took all of the Headbangers In Ectasy stems and reconfigured them into like these sort of like, strictly for utilitarian purposes, but it was kind of more of like an SFV Acid, like Puro Instinct collab. And I didn't realize that until like way later. And I think at that point it definitely like opened our eyes just in terms of like the possibilities with our music. And because once our band kind of
dissolved,
we were just kind of trying to come back to like the vision that was Puro Instinct. And I realized like a while later that point in time played like a huge role in us reconfiguring our shit.
I love you, Zane.
Yeah, dog. For real.
You got hot tracks.
Music Academy Radio.
This one's by The Antennas, and it's kind of like a new wave punk project that Franco Falsini created in like 1983 or something with some friends. It's really beautiful, and check it out.
It used to be that you and I will trade each other's lives, even though from time to time we couldn't coincide. All I needed was your love. Now I wanna chase your love. All I needed was your love. Now I wanna chase your love. 'Cause we had a friendship wrong, and that's what broke our love. 'Cause we had a friendship wrong.
It's way different than Sensations Fix. It's a lot more new wave.
Slightly more streamlined.
Power pop.
Too.
Yeah, very streamlined. And kind of more like, it reminds me of like what I really loved about bands like The Boys and like The Vibrators. And I don't know, I guess like way cooler. I mean, because just knowing Franco and like how much he kind of like is able to just kind of effortlessly kind of like embody like whatever he wants to create. You know, he's just kind of like, he's about it, you know? He is whatever he wants to be. And I think that kind of translates into all his music as well.
First time I heard this track, I was probably like 15 or 16. We were on tour.
In New York. It was 4th of July. Our friend Josh from Regal Deagle showed us this track.
Totally.
And it was like, we were on tour with John Mouse and Geneva Jacuzzi. And it was like...
I was probably like the loneliest I had been in a while. And like, I loved everyone we were around. And, you know, it was really fun and stuff. But I think I hit this sort of low point at that time just because of my age, and there's such a huge like, you know, kind of vibe gap between me and other people. And
New York is such a hell zone if you're like not 21 for sure.
Yeah. And yeah, like New York in general is kind of like,
and if
there's a lot
broke.
of solitude in like the togetherness, you know, like there's so many people just like jam-packed in, you know,
all
this
hate each other.
Zone. Yeah. I don't vibe. Like I finally came to terms with this like longing that I had, and I don't know, it was a really like huge moment for me emotionally and like musically as well.
Yeah.
Love this track.
Totally. It's like one of those things I get just like dopamine like blasts every time it comes on. And the chorus is so good. I mean, it's just like a really good song. Like if we didn't have any, like if I just heard it by accident on the radio or something, I would be like, damn, this is an amazing song. But all the like the context that exists around it for us, I think really just blows it into like, you know, ultimate like party pantheon.
Totally. This one's called Lemon Sweet. It's the vocal version by Bagare. So that was definitely like a turning point when I first heard this one.
If I go out with the guys, I like to dress up a bit. It doesn't mean I'm the kind who loves to play the coquette.
For me, it was super influential because it was kind of my first association with like untamed feminine energy, because you know I'd kind of gone into punk before, and like there are a lot of sort of zones that I found myself in, but for some reason Bagare was like something that I kind of identified with a lot. I don't know, just her lyrics and her vibe were so like inspirational. Yeah, like I at that point was just like trolling YouTube or something, and like, or I don't even really remember how I heard it, but I don't know. I remember like when I like found it, it was like huge. It was like striking gold. Like everyone sort of gets that feeling when they hear something that they're super psyched on, and yeah.
It's all a lady should be. And while I'm touring the clubs, I got the acid with me. Dealing with them, it's no joke. Also sweet lemon get broke, but with my body so cool, ripping my pants by the pool. Stop your muggish manners, hot sweet lemon. My cakes make you swallow a sharp flavor. Life is cheap for many lonely walkers. Keep up yellow pleasure, but then squeeze me.
This next one is F&M Suite by Rozz, which is a project that our good friend Ale Cohen is a part of, as well as Sam Cooper, Suzanne Kraft, and a couple of other awesome dudes. And yeah, I mean, I think Rozz, for me, I really love their music because it's very like, you know, just very rhythmic and kind of like, it has like tinges of acid and things like that, but it's just so much more than dance music. And there's a lot of really amazing synths and tribal elements, and it just sounds like really raw, like just instinctive kind of like primal manly dream energy or something. Like it's so sick. And this song for me too is just especially like sounds like really triumphant and powerful, and I'm sure that whatever was happening in the room when they were working on it was just like really insane. Like there's probably just like sparkles in the air and like, you know, all sorts of crazy shit going on. Flames.
Totally.
And yeah, I don't know, Sam Cooper, actually, I met him when I was like 13 and I would go to Amoeba all the time, and like he always had like this stash of like incredible records that he would like recommend to me, and he got me into Felt and Denim and Faust, and he also like set aside Can's record, Flow Motion. So I think I owe him so much, like just in terms of, you know, just kind of like developing like interest in cool music. Like thank you, Sam, like you were always like in my corner, man. And Ale as well. Ale's been so good to us and has like always helped us with production and just like giving us like tips on how to be better producers ourselves, and just even just to believe in ourselves, so that like we didn't need to call him and like beg him for help all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
And we've also worked on some tracks with him. We released one called Dream Lover a couple years ago, but we're also working on like a bunch more with him that I'm like so excited to put out. Hopefully really soon. I don't know, check this one out. It's really good.
Sick. So this one's called Silver Fountain of Paradise Square by Maurice D-Bank, who was in Felt. You know, he played guitar, and it's on his solo record, Inner Thought Zone. Yeah, this one was kind of yet another musical turning point for me. Just like the guitars and like the whole soundscape that he built is really beautiful and rad. And I've found like just through listening to his music that there's a lot of like weird synchronicities, like a lot of tracks that I was kind of working on and beginning to write even before like Pearl Harbor and Puro like are similar to some of the stuff that's on Inner Thought Zone, but I hadn't even heard it yet. And I don't know, there's just like all kinds of weird like taste things that sort of intersect. And he was a huge Scriabin fan, and I really like Scriabin, and mega influence for sure.
little group called Spontaneous Overthrow, which I guess was just like some friends got together in Newark, New Jersey. It's just the cold hard facts, man, in song form. You just listen to it and take it in and do what you will with that information. It's gonna change everything for you, you know? Just get out there and hustle. Just, you know, always be closing. Stop fucking around. Make it happen. Make your dreams real, man.
It's all about money. It's all about money.
Got to have money.
It's all about money.
Just got to have money.
It's all about money. Without money.
Can't dress.
Without money.
Can't drive.
Without money.
Can't do nothing.
Without money.
You got to have money.
It's all about money.
You got to have money.
It's all about money.
You got to have money.
It's all about money.
You got to have money.
It's all about money.
Without money,
Had the money.
can't do nothing. Hey,
Got to have the money.
can't even pay my rent.
Got to have the money.
Looks like I got to work 3 jobs.
Got to have the money.
Can't do nothing. Without money,
Money.
you got to have that money.
Without money.
You can't live.
Without money.
Can't make this record.
Without money.
It's all about money. It's about money. Can't buy no clothes. Can't do nothing. It's all about money.
Without money.
You got to have that money.
Got to have the money.
Just got to have that money.
Got to have the money.
Do nothing.
Got to have the money.
Give me some money.
It's all about money.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
It's all about money.
You got to have that money.
It's all about money.
Can't get to work.
It's all about money. Got to have the money.
Oh, give me some money.
Got to have the money.
I can't survive.
Got to have the money.
I just can't live.
Got to have the money.
It's all about money. I gotta get another job. Can't make
Without
ends
money.
meet. I got to have some money. Can't feed my
Without
baby. Can't feed my baby.
It's all about money.
We got to have money.
It's all about money.
We got to have money.
It's all about money.
We got to have that money.
It's all about money.
Can't feed my kids. Can't pay the rent.
Without money.
Can't drive my car.
Without money.
Can't buy no clothes.
Without money.
It's all about money.
It's all about money.
Got to have money.
It's all about money.
Got to have money.
It's all about money.
Just got to have money.
It's all about money.
Oh, man, wanna get this money from?
Got to have the money.
Bills everywhere.
Got to have the money.
Can't pay him without that money.
Red Bull Music Academy Radio.
This track's called Nelson. It's by True Love, which is our friend Brooke Murray's alias. She put this track up a while ago, and she actually played keyboard in our band for a while, and it was really sick. But yeah, she works on a lot of solo stuff on her own, and I feel like I'm always kind of trying to coax her to like release more and kind of put herself out there musically, because she's got such good taste. So yeah, this is kind of yet another prompting, like get on your shit, yo. Yeah, totally. But yeah, Brooke Murray, Nelson.
So this is a little ditty by Holger Shukai from Cannes. It came out on his album Movies in 81. I think it actually came out as a single first in 79, but later it was incorporated into Movies. And it's just really beautiful. I mean, it has like, it's very kind of linear and just has all the right like kind of progressions and things that just make me feel like totally blissed out and in the state of like relaxed like love days. I don't even know really how to describe it, but it's gorgeous, and it makes me think of like roses and just like a lot of reds and pinks and golds and like, yeah, it sounds very regal and like majestic, and I don't know, it's really hard to, there's actually not really like any way that I could like string a coherent sentence together to kind of like describe how much I love this song. It just makes me feel really good, and like driving around listening to it, it doesn't really matter what I'm looking at, it just, whatever it is, just turns into beautiful, like a beautiful spectrum of like happiness, and I don't know, it's like really freeing and uplifting too. I love this song.
Saudade, não
So this next track is called Lake Como, and it's a collab that we did with producers Christian Rich, who are the coolest dudes. And yeah, I mean, they've done some really amazing stuff. They recently just produced Vince Staples' track Senorita, and they've worked with Drake and Pharrell and like all these like amazing like legends, you know, Earl Sweatshirt, like really, really sick people that we look up to musically. And somehow, I don't even know like how the fuck they knew who we were at all, but they we played this show with Mac DeMarco at the Echo like I don't know, last year at some point, and then the guys at Red Bull HQ just like hit us up and said that Christian Rich wanted to work on a track with us, and we were like so stoked and just kind of like shocked too. Yeah, they sent us this rad beat, and then Skylar and I were like super inspired and like just came up with like some vocals for it and sent it back, and then they like actually did a whole new beat like underneath it and sent it back to us a little bit after that, and we were like way stoked about it. And yeah, you know, here it is. Like, it's called Lake Como. It's got kind of a lot of like dreamy vibes. Check it out. Iron Curtain, they are like a kind of like a Santa Barbara like synth punk group, I think formed in the early 80s. This song is called Love Can Never Die, and I really like this song because it doesn't really sound like it belongs to any genre. I think that's kind of like what I look for in most songs, or that's what I love about most songs that I love, is that I can't really place them in any time or genre or anything like that, and just kind of like they make me feel ways that, you know, I just can't normally feel on my own or something. And I think this one in particular, like I remember the first time I heard it, the sun was coming up and it was like after a night, I think probably hanging out with like Zayn, SFE Acid, and like you know, just being a derelict somewhere in the valley, probably like watching the sun come up, and hearing that song come on like while the sun is rising is probably one of the most glorious experiences that I've ever experienced. But yeah, it kind of just like, it sounds like what love feels like to me, and it just kind of like, whenever I hear it, it induces this like altered state of consciousness for me a little bit. And yeah, it's just really beautiful, and the lyrics are beautiful, and it's just a really wonderful song. I love it.
So like oceanic,
yeah,
in its
totally.
beauty, and like, yeah, super beautiful. I love this track.
I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the Puro Instinct edition of Headphone Highlights.
Yeah.
For Red Bull Music Academy Radio. Just, like stay up. Don't let the bastards grind you down.
Totally.
And always be closing.
Yeah.